Good afternoon from Bali, everyone. It's Hanifa Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, I thought I would start this video to kind of follow up on the video I did yesterday. And yesterday was all about Ojas. And Ojas, as you know now, is a great potential energy that we can all build up and we have within us. And if we take some action, some conscious action, we can build that up. So if you haven't had a chance to see it, do take a look. And it's the same as kidney essence energy, as I mentioned in that video. Now I'd like to focus on this idea of less, slow, and right. How rushed living disturbs the mind, sleep, and decision making. And I thought it was very interesting that in the past few years, I've heard more people comment on not sleeping so well or having less satisfying sleep than I've ever heard in all of my years of practice. And it could be that people are falling asleep okay, but then waking up several times in the night, or waking up once in the night and not being able to fall asleep again, or restless through the night. And then they wake up and they're not necessarily energized. And I thought it was really important that we actually consider, you know, that I have made some videos about post-COVID syndrome and how it's affected our whole society. This was a pandemic that went through our world, right? And we know, sorry about that. And we know that in this pandemic with post-COVID syndrome, and do check that out if you haven't seen that one, it actually left a mark on people because it really shook up everything. It shook up our workplaces, it shook up school for students, and students, adult students or child students, and it shook up home lives, it shook up personal lives, and it shook up our world around us. It shook up traveling, it shook up everything. So of course, not only were we physically shaken, and we were also physically limited as to where we could travel, even restaurants that we could or could not go to, public locations that we were not able to go to. So all of that has added up also on the energetics of our mind. Now, the energetics of our mind, as soon as our mind is affected, sleep can be affected. And this is very true in Chinese medicine, where we know that the heart channel governs the mind, and that's what allows for a healthy sleep. Now today, years later, I'm hearing about people's effects. And you know, in that post-COVID syndrome, we discovered that there's a lot more anxiety, and anxiety in Chinese medicine links again to the heart channel and sleep, but there's also depression, and in various ages. So we see very young people going through depression, or what is diagnosed as depression, and very mature people or elderly people also going through the same pictures. Now, if we come back to the root of what is leading to all of this whole idea of we became undisciplined, and it was the things around us were in chaos, and we felt it, and we ourselves became less disciplined because, okay, so now I don't have a need for a nanny anymore, so I have to fire the nanny, but then I feel guilty because I'm firing the nanny, but now I have to do the work that the nanny was doing. So all of this thinking was going on in parents' minds, many parents' minds. There were a lot of people who weren't able to visit their loved ones, whether they were in the hospital or whether they were in a different country, whether they were just farther away from an easy space for them to get to. All of this, whether they had a vaccine or did not have a vaccine, so all of that thinking has affected everyone. So in that time, a lot of minds became a little bit less disciplined because what we felt was right. We know what to do every single day. We know how to eat. We know how to interact. We know what stores to go to get our things that we need, yet we couldn't, and we were wearing masks. And do we look at a person? Do we ask them about the vaccine or not? Do we talk about this? Do we talk about the news? Do we talk about the conspiracy theory? So all of these things were happening, and it's built up. It's built up, and it's permeated through our air. We certainly see it in school systems, where we're seeing that students are not able to focus as well as they have been in the past. And a lot of times there's a lot of compassion and sympathy for these students who went through this year, or sometimes a couple of years, of not being able to attend school properly and not having the same resources, or doing a lot more work online. And parents and singles were also going through this too, that they were changing, that they're not working at their workplace so much, which some of them actually loved. Some of us actually loved working from online. And you might know that I was already working online for quite a while while before COVID, yet lots of people had to start working online now. And some people loved it and some people really didn't. And a lot of people missed that social connection. So now we again come to now and why the restless minds. So restless minds today, I believe, are a result of all of that undisciplined timing that we had through COVID, and before that too. Don't think that COVID had happened when everyone was peaceful and calm and everything was good that way. It's just it added one more variable, one more piece to the puzzle that created more restless minds. And these restless minds now were worried about more about health, more about finances, because many people lost their jobs. Many people who didn't get a vaccine lost their jobs. Many people who got the vaccine were told they had to get another one. Many people told all sorts of things. So we know in today's time, we're also watching the same thing in healthcare. That in healthcare, we are told that, okay, take this, but look at all of these side effects that could happen with this medication. Supplements are the same thing. So this, again, doesn't allow us a very clear, this I take to do this, and that's it. This is how long I take this for this result, and that's it. And these undisciplined minds have never been trained to build up our own soul or Shakti power. And this power is from within, and it's something that we've always had. But remember, we weren't so comfortable with using it in the past. Then we went through things like COVID, and we're in the time now that the air is still quite saturated with this energy. But we are very saturated with this energy. And not, again, not to blame COVID, but I want to encourage us to understand that we've been building this up. And what has led to this? Maybe a faster pace. We have started doing things very, very fast. That we know that technology has been increasing and its speed is much quicker now. And most people will be doing several things at the same time, so multitasking and feeling that they're able to get back to, the person who's texting them, the person who's calling them, the email that they have to respond to, the child that's sitting right beside them, the partner that's right with them too. And all of this multitasking has also led to this rush. And so when I say less, slow, and right, I remember years ago I had come across a book called In Praise of Slow, and it talks about the blessings and the benefits of doing things slowly. I come back to Ojas. Remember, if we are building Ojas and we are using this energy slowly in whatever we're doing, so wherever we choose to use that energy, we use it slowly. We don't think of it as, oh, I have so much of this, I'll just use it up. No, but many people do start thinking this way. So they think that, oh, you know what, I've got so much energy, I'll do 100 things today. And it's because I had one good night's sleep. And these days, the way people are thinking about a good night's sleep is the number of hours they slept. Oh, normally I only sleep about a few hours and then I wake up and I can't sleep. But last night, I slept this many hours. So I guess if people are over 8 hours, they feel really, really good. It's not about the number of hours, it's about the quality of sleep. And so if we do less, many people are getting to sleep because they've done so much in a day. So their body is not energized. Their body is ready for sleep and they get sleep. And then they wake up in the middle of the night because the mind is not really sleeping in that time. And so the body gets a bit of rest. The mind has been alert. And so deep sleep is the time for the real resting mind. And many minds are still quite busy at nighttime. And so this creates this less easy, less useful, and less satisfying sleep. This slow and right is also important. So if we do less, so let's say we do less in the day, because most people have so many things on their to-do list. I got to do this and this and this and this and this. And we think of ourselves like little computers because we're used to working on computers. But we can't easily do all of those things. So most people have got used to, well, I didn't finish this part, but that's okay. I'll work on that tomorrow or next week or whichever way. And so we make these outs for ourselves, and that's not discipline. If I know what I can finish in one day, that's all I plan for. If I think I can do a little bit more, I'll push myself to try to do a little bit more. But if I really look at it, it's way more than I could have done. So that's not disciplined mind. So then the decision of making the plan for the day was not right. So you'll see that when we're doing more and doing it fast, we do not make the right decisions. When we do less and we do things slowly, we make right decisions. You'll notice that with less sleep, people are not so happy. We don't need so many hours of sleep. We need more quality sleep again. So if we do less to get so busy that the body is exhausted, we do less social media right before going to sleep, that definitely helps. If we do less talking of the things that are not right, that helps. We can be slower about the things that we do. We can be mindful about what we're doing, what we're thinking, what we're paying attention to, what we decide to ingest. We can eat slowly. We can speak slower. We can walk slower. We can behave slower. We can listen. This takes a discipline. And then this is leading to right action. So you'll know that when people have not had very good sleep, oftentimes they will speak rapidly, they will speak impulsively, they will speak erratically, irrationally, sometimes through anger, sometimes through irritation, sometimes through frustration, sometimes through sadness. It's like, I want to be able to be energized, but I just haven't had a good night's sleep and I'm so sad about that. All of these emotions are related to not right sleep, or can be related to. It's a piece of the puzzle. And this rushed living, I gotta finish this and this and this and this. It disturbs the mind because we carry it into our bedrooms. We carry it into what we do right before bed. Many people are watching TV after they come home from whether a work day or a school day. And what are we watching? Even if you watch something for entertainment, has that been relaxing for the mind or has it been stimulating for the mind? Then right after that, maybe check the phone just a little bit. I'll see the current events of what's just happened. And I'll just check for 5 or 10 minutes. And is that relaxing for the mind? Because sleep requires that the mind is relaxed, that the mind is ready to let go of the day's events, to be able to move into a space of pure recovery, rejuvenation, so that we can wake up refreshed and energized. And this is the thing that I'm noticing is very, very common in many clients today, that sleep is not quite right. And if we are thinking about a disciplined mind, today I would encourage you to get into a habit that allows you to discipline your sleep cycle. What time are you going to sleep? What are you reading? What are you ingesting right before you go to sleep? Are you having a conversation with your partner, which is about the fight that you did not resolve yet and you just want to finish one more thing? No, this is not the right time. This is not the right time for your mind and not for the partner's mind. It's not the right time for a child's mind to be able to hear that, oh, you didn't do that homework yesterday. This is a time for love, compassion, softness, a soft, gentle easing into sleep. Today, I encourage you to do less, do it slowly, and do it right. Whether you use this for sexual energy or, as I hope, spiritual enlightenment. I hope that you have a fantastic day ahead, and I hope you remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day, everyone.